In this video, I'll be giving you a brief introduction to the English section of the CLAT paper. First, I'll be talking about the format of the section, and then I'll get into the key areas that require preparation and how to go about preparing them. This section would comprise of 28 to 32 questions, which is about 20% of the paper. So you will have passages which would be followed by a couple of questions. Now, each passage would be of roughly 450 words, so that is the length of the passage, and you can expect around 5 to 7 passages. Now, this is just to give you a rough idea, because you never know, they might give you one passage followed by 4 questions or one passage followed by 10 questions, but you can take a rough idea of 5 to 7. Now, these passages are excerpts that are picked up from a variety of sources. So it could be picked up from a novel, which is a fictional source. It could be picked up from the editorial section of the newspaper. So that becomes a non-fictional source. Now let's look at the key areas that require preparation for the English section. First is reading comprehension. Second is grammar. Third is vocabulary. Now let's look at the reading comprehension. For reading comprehension, the first thing that you need to start doing is to start reading, and read a lot and read from diverse sources. What I mean to say is that you should be reading newspaper editorials, magazines, online articles, novels, autobiographies, journals, etc. Right. The reason for this is that every source has its own style of writing, and you need to acquaint yourself with different styles of writing, because that would enhance your comprehension of that style, and you will be able to answer the questions better, and it will also increase your reading speed. Following from this, you also need to read diverse topics. This means that I could be an economics student who likes to read economics a lot, or I may be somebody who's a tech enthusiast and I like to read articles on technical inventions a lot. All of that is fine, but what I'm trying to say here is that you should not be restricting yourself to your favorite topics or to topics that you already have background knowledge on. You also need to start reading on topics that you don't know much about, that you do not have background knowledge on, that you did not find interesting earlier. So yeah, start reading memoirs to technology related articles, medical advancement articles, philosophy articles, economics articles, articles on international relations, book reviews. So start reading everything that you can get your hands on, and you will notice that gradually your reading speed will increase, and this is crucial for you to do well in the CLAT exam. In the future videos, we'll also be talking specifically about what measures you can take so as to enhance your reading speed. Alright, now let's get down to solving the RC questions. Now, what the RC section seeks to do is to test your comprehension and critical reasoning ability. So the section will contain both factual and implicit questions. Now, answers to factual questions are found directly from the passage. So these are questions of what, when, where, who. So such questions, direct questions. And then there are implicit questions. Now, these are the trickier questions. Now, these are questions about argumentation style. You may be asked to draw an inference from a sentence of the passage. You may be asked what the author concluded from the passage. What is the suitable title? What would be a suitable title to the passage? So such questions. While practicing reading comprehension, you also need to look at parajumble exercises. So what happens here is that you'll be given a couple of sentences and you have to arrange them in as a coherent passage, as a coherent paragraph. Now let's look at the grammar section. So again, you will not have a separate portion in the section which will test grammar. However, you can expect questions as part of the passage. So what this requires is that you have clear grammatical concepts. So even basic concepts like parts of speech, subject verb agreement, All these things you should have clarity on, and you should practice grammar exercises regularly. And this is something that students tend to get most overconfident about. So do not take this lightly and practice grammar regularly. For beginning your grammar practice, you can use the book Wren and Martin, and after you clarify the concepts, you can go on to practicing exercises from any book, or you can go and practice exercise online as well. Now let's look at the vocabulary part. So vocabulary is something that you cannot build in a day, so you have to start working on it now. So the foremost thing is that you gain an understanding of the usage of root words, prefix words, suffix words, right? That will help you even decipher the meaning of a new word that you've never come across. It will also help you learn words. Now, the other thing that you must start doing for vocabulary is that whenever you come across a new word, note it down in a register. Also note down its meaning and the sentence that it was used in. What that will do is that you will have your own compendium of words in one place, and frequently you should just keep glancing through the pages of that register so that the words stay with you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, for gaining an understanding of the usage of root, prefix, suffix words, you can also use the book Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. And once you gain an understanding of these concepts, you can carry on from there. So this would more or less cover your preparation. Now let's look at the sources that you need to practice from, that you need to be referring to. So you must read the editorial column of the newspaper every day. So Indian Express, The Hindu, The Telegraph, Times of India, all these are good newspapers. Read their editorial section. Then let's come down to books. So biographies, autobiographies, critically acclaimed novels, Wren and Martin, Word Power Made Easy. So all these, both of these I already discussed. Now I have mentioned critically acclaimed novels because there are some Indian authors who usually dabble with the genre of rom-com novels, and the standard of English in those books is not very good. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that make sure the book that you pick up, the novel that you pick up, has good English. Then let's come down to magazines. Magazines are extremely important because many times the passage are excerpts lifted out right from the articles in these magazines. Now, of course, the sources that I listed, it's not an exhaustive list, it's just a starting point, and then just go on reading. Now, a few general tips before I end the video. So you should be reading for 60 to 90 minutes every day, and that's a minimum. You should start practicing mindful reading techniques. What this means is that whatever you're reading should be processed by your mind at the same time. So you should be, this would ensure that you're doing your readings in a more focused manner. Then you must understand the rationale behind each answer. So it's okay if you do fewer questions every day, but what is key is that you understand why the answer is the answer, right? Practice English every day, that's a given. Read the questions properly, especially when people especially miss out on in the vocabulary part, because the question asks for the synonym and they end up assuming they've asked the antonym and select that option and come, and then they lose a mark in plus negative marking. So yeah, finally, do not get overwhelmed. If you practice every day, if you persevere and you don't lose hope, of course you're going to do really well in the exam. So all the best.